I've continued to knit through the back loop all the way around, and I've just got one stitch left on my right hand needle. If this was a flat cast off, so I was just working backwards and forwards, then I would simply now work out how much yarn I needed. So if I was just weaving in the end, you probably just need 10-15 centimeters. If I was seaming the project, I would recommend taking about 4 times the length of the project that you're seaming as your tail. So cut it off, pull your loop through. Now I'm working in the round, so I want to show you how to neaten off this last join, because you can see from the first cast off stitch to the last one there's a bit of a gap. So I'm going to take my yarn and cut it, and then just pull that through. We don't need that now. And we take our darning needle and we're going to thread the yarn on through there. Okay, so if you look at your cast off, bind off edge, this was your last stitch. Now you can see it's got the nice V's on the top, and then there's just this end one here which is kind of sideways. Now this is the one that was your first cast off bind off stitch, so we'll just pull that up there. You can see it matches the shape of the other ones now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our needle, and we're not going to put it into this first one, we're going to put it into the 2 loops of that second stitch. If you can just see there, so not the first one, we're going under the V, under the 2 loops of that second stitch, and we're going to pull the yarn through. So what we're trying to do is mimic this with our yarn so that it lines up neatly. And now we're going to take our needle and pop it back into the same stitch that the yarn has come out of there. But when we put it through, we're also going to pop it through the little bump that's underneath it. So we put it through the middle of the loop and the bump, and that will just help secure it in place. Okay, so now we're just going to gently neaten this up. Then you can see that all these stitches now line up. Now what you sometimes get, because all we've done is secure this very top bit, you sometimes get a little bit of a hole. So then I always like to turn it over, and that's the last stitch and that's the first stitch, and I just like to go through the stitch just a little bit lower down. So we've gone through the first stitch, and then we're going to go into the last stitch just to join those two together and close that gap. And that's how you neaten up the bind off in the round. Now you can just take your end and weave it in at the back as normal.